to the channel, and it's Monday. I'm off work and we've just had a couple of days of biblical rain, which if you're in the UK you'll know all about. Today we woke up to frost, real cold. Of course everyone's wet, so everyone's very frosty. So by midday frost was gone and I'm back out for a wee ride. Too cold to ride far today, so I'm just going somewhere local. Going through Kirk and its famous church. It was white until the suffragettes burned it down in 1914. But we'll come back to this. There's a lot of history here with the church, the hill behind, and the Tithe barn. I worked here for 19 years as the head greenkeeper before the golf course closed. So I know that hill at the back of my hand, so we'll pop up there sometime. Anyway, we're off to Seacliff today. I told you I love riding this bike. I think I might have a couple of times. I just can't ride this bike enough. It's so cool. I absolutely love it. This massive anchor on the right here was from the SS Rosa that was washed aground on the rocks down at Skull, and you can read about that on the blog too. SS Rosa. Have a look it up. It's in the labels. Seacliff's a private estate with its own beach. It's got a fishing harbour and a couple of old ruins to show you. Steeped in history, this area. Quite a few books were based around Seacliff, written by Robert Louis Stevenson. He didn't just write Treasure Island in East Lothian, he wrote quite a famous book called The Wreckers, where they were basically boats were lured onto the rocks, and pillaged. So anyway, we'll head down to the beach. So it's £3 and pound coins to go through the barrier. Yeah, you can get your motorbike round the gap if you're cycling, but you know, this is a private estate and the family have to maintain the road in and out. They also provide toilets that have to be cleaned, and there's litter that has to be picked off the beach. So it's a £3 not a lot to ask, so there's a lot to see for £3 as well. So instead of going right down to the car park, first of all I'm going to pull on the left here just for a photo opportunity with the castle Tantallon with the bike. I'm just going to pull in and park here. This is the advantage of a motorbike, you can park out the way. And just take a walk through the wood here to show you a lovely old ruin. So this is Oldham Castle, and it's a 16th century castle, dated to then. There was a 9th century monastery nearby, and there was also a nearby cemetery, and in 2008 there was actually a survey dig done where 326 skeletons were noted. So it's quite cool because it's got a vaulted kind of chamber here. The stonework's pretty impressive. Have a look at this. The ruin seems to appear to have been 3 stories, and there is sort of part of a staircase if you go up on top of the chamber, but I don't think they want you walking up there. So from the outside you can see it here. Now there is an artist impression that you can find online of this. Yeah, lovely old ruin. So we're going to go down here on the beach and check this out. Yep, that's a miniature harbour. So we'll just take the bike down, park it up at one of the top car park. So high tide is right now, so I'm going to have to give it about half an hour till I can probably get across the rocks onto across to that harbour. So you can see why I wanted to put trail tyres onto this bike eventually, just for doing stuff like this. Though we have just had the average amount of rainfall for November in 24 hours, which is nuts. Look how they've cut through the rock here as well. Well, there's a wee sort of clue on how they did that when you get down onto the coast and see this harbour. So we're just going to pull up at the car park here. I'll get some photos of my bike when I'm waiting. How's that for scenery? The Bash Rock Bastion of the Forth, they call it, garden entrance into the Firth of the Forth. So sadly there's a young seal that's obviously not made it. It happens every winter, a lot of them just don't make it to get close to the shore. Part of life, I guess, part of nature. A lot of creels have been washed in, broken up as well. There must be a lot of swells going on this now, pushing out of the North Sea. But the sea is definitely in control, and we ain't going to stop what it can do. But we can control it and fish it, and that's what they've done here. So this is Seacliff Harbor, and this was actually cut out of the rock in 1890 by the then owner of the estate, an Andrew Laidley, and he used a steam-powered compressed air cutter to cut through the rock, cut this miniature little harbour. And it's reputed to be the smallest commercial harbour in the world, and it usually has 1 or 2 creel boats in, and obviously it's had a crane at one time to shut the harbour in rough seas. It isn't now. The boats tend to go to North Berwick when the seas are rough. Now you can't quite see it because it's quite high tide, but there's a channel I've just pointed right up it. So what that is, it's been cut so when the tide comes in, the waves come in, they go up there and dissipate into the rocks, and it allows the boats to get in and out. So when the boats are harboured in here, it's really clever. So the boats are moored using a 3-way pulley system, so with weights that go up and down. There's one of them, and as the waves come in and out. And what it does is it stops the boats getting smashed off the sides. It's all really clever. And I was hoping it would actually have a boat in here today moored at the high tide to let you see. I think that's had its day, that winch though. So there it is, the mighty Bass. You can see how big it is when you see the size of a lighthouse. So there was a prison on that as well at one time. What a place to be imprisoned in. And there's Tantallon guarding the fort. It's an amazing old ruin, and I should really get back in and visit it. So all these things are on your doorstep, you just drive past and look at it every day. But yeah, this is quite a spectacular bit of coast. That's what I thought folk might want to see, that who have come on at this vlog YouTube channel. I've been cycling down here for years. I've actually got 44 vlogs now. This is the 45th on Seacliff. Yeah, fantastic wee place. Anyway, let's get cracking. One more sort of ruin just to point out that I can provide photos for. So further on down here on the estate is the former house of the owner, Andrew Laidley, who constructed that harbour, Seacliff Mansion. Now, it was actually destroyed by a fire in 1911, and he perished in the fire, sadly for him. And he's actually buried at Kirk Church that we passed at the start. Here's a picture from a biplane flight that I was up on, and pictures when I visited it with an invitation by one of the family's sons. It's like something out of Van Helsing film, this place. It's something else like. Notice the roads around here are all concrete, they're not tarmac. Very old, they've been done a long time ago, I think. Done in sections, all the same size, obviously a tankful at a time, but they're standing the test of time. So there's a wee arch here where it makes for a really good photo because you can get the Bash Rock through the arch. So good reason to stop again for one last picture from today's ride. So there's a wee visit to Seacliff for you. I'm just wondering how much interest there is in people seeing stuff like this. This is basically what I do myself when I'm out on my bike. I go places and stop. I do this if I'm cycling or if I'm in my World War II Willis Jeep. I use them to go places and do stuff and see stuff. And I could do dozens of films like this in East Lothian because there's so much to see. So yeah, head home. It's about to get a bit cold again. Bye. So that's us, another wee short day out. Not many miles today. Just good to get out the bike, and it's all going fine after stripping it to repaint it. I've put all that together okay. So I'll be back to commuting tomorrow. I think I'm in for a cold week. I'm going to dig out the Irwin flying jacket. Nothing keeps you warm like that. Believe me, that's a warm thing to wear. So I'll try and get some footage coming home from work one evening. I'm kind of racing the sunset. See what I can do. But thanks again. Bye for now.